Welcome to a discussion about that restless, itchy feeling people get in their jobs. I'm Unrai Fisaghi and I'll be guiding you in the next 15 minutes through a great solution to when people get that signal of a restless, itchy feeling, because that's all it is. It's a good signal. If you then look, a restless, itchy feeling most often mean that you now have choices. You are on top of your job. It's the signal that gets you to move from where you are to the next level. Now, you don't communicate the restless itchiness. You figure it out and you go and communicate why you are ready and what you are ready for. People who just communicate that they are restless cause uncertainness and discomfort. Whereas when you go and communicate a plan, your readiness, everybody loves it. Everybody loves a man with a plan. You will hear that often. If you then look at a secure and safe and certain way to communicate that you are ready, rather than to communicate simply restless and itchy. And that is where the solution lies. If you then look at what can be done when you get this great signal of a restless, itchy feeling, and I repeat, it's only a signal. I hope that we all understand it's just a signal. Waiting for others to notice that you are restless and itchy, they just get discomfort. If you communicate that you are ready and what you would like to move to next, they love you and they'll help you along the way. So the first thing is to discuss how we communicate, rework this restless, itchy signal into a good signal that works for us, that we give to others. We must look at who the decision makers are and how do you make them understand and communicate your readiness, what you can do. You get out from behind this molehill of restless and itchiness and you see the mountains of opportunity. It works every time. So if you then look at a solution to this restless, itchy feeling, it may mean that you are ready for new, very exciting challenges. Now, choice is really the essence. It's the most valuable asset you can have in life. You've got to exercise it with good preparation, good communication, which plays to the solution. So you've got to know what you currently do for whom. You've got to prepare who you're going to communicate what to. And you've got to engage and communicate the work and the value of your work correctly. Otherwise, if you keep on doing the same old thing, it just means less. And even Einstein noted that expecting new results, different results doing the same thing, may very well border on some kind of a work insanity. So if we look at briefly the system, and then we will look at a solution. The system within which we all work, we do work in some kind of a production system. You are a kind of a cogwheel, and it depends. The wheels who gets negative sucks energy from the system, and the wheels who drive the system gets noted and obviously keeps on growing in contribution and thus in compensation, which is our goal here. So the system basically says you've got to note the executive needs, shareholder needs, their returns and insights will let you get more capital and let the platform grow bigger. So if the platform on which we play gets bigger, the whole thing grows and we grow as a result. We are part of a production system to deliver to a client that must come shopping. Now the client, if he shops better value, he's prepared to let us make a higher profit. A higher profit means you get more money. I just need you to understand that having respect for the great system of production will let you produce more and earn more. If you then look, the system must also assist to give you a clear vision that you can communicate. Now, a vision starts with a clear purpose. This is your career purpose in this case, aligned with your objectives, your tasks, and if you know what to say yes to and no to, you keep it aligned to keep on growing and growing and growing your vision. Yes, it's dynamic, and it must be dynamically kept in line, which the system helps you to do very easily and naturally. So you must have a clear purpose. I find so few people that can give me a clear purpose. We will briefly talk about a case of Laura that came and said this job is now boring. She feels restless, not excited. And it was a simple conversation to say, okay, Laura, let's look at your current job while you are on top of it. What would you like to do next? And I could, over the next 3 months, help her to change her job and grow her salary by over 50% in less than a year, because she didn't just grow, she made a jump, she made a change, and she was ready for it. But people needed to know that she was ready so that they can assist her to get to the next job. If we then look at another part of the system, people often fight the rules, blame the rules, all kinds of things. Understand the rules, accept them. Let the rules work for you, don't work against them. Then she had all her energy to focus where she can make decisions, where she can identify how and where to add value. And in the process of engaging other people, she expanded her options, grew the line, and increased the space of production. As you move the line where you have influence and it's not yet known, it becomes known and your space grows. So your main playing space is where it's known and you have influence. When it's known and you have no influence, you can see that as rules that you must work, let it work for you. If we then look at, keep on moving from the perceived boxes that keeps us in this restless position, moving to the great spaces where you have options, choices, and grow very fast, it's very simple what the solutions are. You've got to know what you currently do for whom. And just a very brief few notes inside the system, there's a lot more and just all for free. And by the way, the reason it's free is that you can take it to your family, your colleagues, because you need that support structure for you to grow. And if they don't get the same information you do, it becomes very, very difficult. So therefore, all these systems lie for free on the web. We only play a little bit extra where we can help you accelerate. So just a brief thing, the value of what you do, what you want to do more of, what you want to do less of, must be very clear and very quickly communicated. Secondly, prepare to communicate to the right influencers. Identify the people who are the real influence. It's not only your manager. It may be strategic people, it may be production people. And as Laura found when she went on this path, by the way, that was about 7 years ago, she actually found so many clients, suppliers, experts in the industry she was working in, which was at the time the IT industry. And they all wanted to help her because she approached them with a clear request and a clear plan as follows. So you've got to discuss with these people, you've got to prepare and practice so that you can identify who can help you, what insights you want to share with them and gain from them, and you can keep on practicing with this group that you discuss with. Then you are arriving ready for the third step. The third step simply being to now go and engage these identified people you've prepared for. And you will see that when you go and say thank you, you recognize them, you accept them. They love it. They love it that you respect them to ask their advice. And advice for a solution you own, not a problem you bring to them. Always prepare until you bring a solution. Never come with a problem. Never. So briefly, you've got to ask and share. You've got to use the sharing and questioning skills. You've got to respect the people you approach. Acknowledge them. Say thank you. Say why you respect them. And yes, you can always find the reason as you will see deeper into the system. If you then, just to look at briefly, open and close questions are one of those many tools that you require as a little intro. And I'm not going to go into it, but it's you approach them. It's something you admire. Say thank you to them. You tell them, here is my plan, I'm ready to move. You know, I found this restless feeling and I now see that I'm ready for new work. This is what I'm interested in. And you ask them these open type of questions and you ask them specific questions. There's more to questioning skills, but I just wanted to give you a brief introduction. If we then go into the system and you just look at questioning skills, which we just talked about, and there's ways to ask questions which will help you understand to get to your goals. And the wise guy elephant will guide you on the road here. So there's a whole range of stuff. You can see all kinds of skills bundled to be situation-specific solutions. That's why they are bundled in this different, very, very different way. If you then go and look at planning performance for your own career, again, the tools are bundled in specific sets that make sense together that you can easily use, take to your friends, colleagues, and your advisors that you've chosen. And as you go and say thank you to them, they can see that you have a clear plan. So hopefully, just that brief introduction will let you realize there's resources. And this is exactly the stuff that Laura used to get that 50% increase, because it removed the perceived risk. It removed that very good signal that says, man, you better move along, you are ready for more. It's a fantastic moment in life. And in this process, you've got to remember that any fear you may feel is good stuff to help you prepare, because fear is just false evidence appearing real. Those fears generates, amongst others, the fear of failure. Fail just stands for first attempt in learning. That's the way we learned all our lives. We lost some skin riding bicycles, playing ball. And it was very interesting. Laura's biggest fear was that if she says she's restless, she may lose her job because people may think she's not interested in the job anymore. And in reality, when she communicated correctly, she communicated how and why she was on top of her job and she was ready for this next thing, as I believe most of us are here today. So know what you want to do and currently do. Prepare to communicate why and what. Engage to identify the right influencers to take you on your road. Understand your store, experiences, aptitudes, and especially relationships. If you then look externally to you, all the resources that you can ever imagine are available and accessible if you just realize to identify and ask with a plan. And if you say thank you, you tell the person why you come and ask him in a practical way. That makes it known to him, a safe environment. And he will give you that you can't believe. In the company, we had a big problem to keep Laura because in this process, she found a whole bunch of better opportunities, which is why she got that 50% increase for us to keep her. And I mean, she still feels great about it today. It is like making your own staircase while you climb it. Now, that is where the fears and all of those things comes in. If you don't have a safe, clear system, making and climbing a staircase at the same time into a new career level could be a very scary process. But all of that is removed when you start by exploring, preparing, engaging, and in the process of engaging others, working with your colleagues and friends, your store already grows. And very often, you realize you have things in your personal armory, your personal store, that can let you do a whole range of choices of jobs. So if you just get your store clear and grow your store, well, that's already worth the process. In the process, you will also align your job with your chosen company and your chosen industry. And if that needs to change, you will change it slowly with caution, but change it certainly. You also align the work you do with the job and your future career aim, a career aim that is as clear as a beacon that shines on a hill. It is like getting the key out of any situation, in this case, specifically the key out of that restless, itchy feeling turned into wow, growth energy. It will leave you in charge, aligned, your aims will be clear, it will shine like a beacon, and the insights, knowledge, and confidence will let you go forward to the great spaces where you have choices, rapid career growth like Laura had in that specific year, moving from those perceived boxes of that, I'm trapped here in this restless, itchy feeling, and moving you to the great spaces. And I hope in this career growth, career change process, you will now see that you can have a clear and safe road forward. So to conclude, I've briefly introduced just a flash on the business tool set. Remember, they are organized in situations to be bundles for a solution. That's why they are not quite, they're also an alphabetic list, but they are mainly organized in these solution clusters. The personal tool set, because you've got to grow personally and grow in business tool set exactly at the same time. It's like a ladder that climbs. You need two poles to climb up and make a ladder. So I hope you've enjoyed it, and I hope I will see you in the next system, and perhaps on the early next year actual webinars and so forth, and even for accelerated coaching where it may suit you. So thank you very much for listening. Thanks for being here. I really appreciate it.